Hi guys, so today I thought I would film outside because it's like 80 degrees out, so it's nice, except there's a bunch of bees that keep bugging me. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to paint how I paint a Dapple, a dark Dapple Bay, which is one of my favorite colors to paint. And I'm working on this Weather Girl right now. I'm not sure the lighting's all that great out here. And she's got her base layer of acrylics, and I'll show you how to do that then. She's a commission. We're doing some girl on Instagram. We're going to do like a commission for a commission. So I'm working on her, and I haven't sent my end out, but I will. Okay, so to start out with, I do an acrylic base layer, and I think this girl might have like 5 layers on her. So I would use and I'm filming with my phone, and I don't need anyone to film for me, so I'm not actually going to be able to like show you how to do this. Okay, I would use a small dollop of the burnt sienna, a slightly bigger dollop of the raw sienna, and a really tiny, about the size, like in between, like the size of the burnt sienna dollop. I would put them black, Mars black. And I'm hoping you guys know what a dollop means. It means like a small amount of something. Okay, so then I mix it all together, and a little bit goes a long way. I mixed too much up here, so you can see, and it looks funky right there, because I added water, but I didn't mix it in. So I would mix all that up together, and it looks black, but it is actually really dark brown, as you can see on her. And then I would add some water like this, and this stuff's dried up, but well, that's a little too much. But if you had a lot of paint, you would add that much, but that's a little too much. And then I would mix it in with the brush, just like, you know, mix it in. And this is the brush I use. It's a flat one, and it's really nice for going over big areas, and it really helps to not get any brush strokes. And so a lot of people ask me how I don't get brush strokes. That's how. I use a flat brush, and I water down my paints like heck. And you can see she's really smooth. It'd be a little dusty, but she's really smooth. And then I would go over here. So once I was done with all the painting stuff, and I had my layers, my base coat layers on, which I said that girl's like 5 layers. And of course you would primer your horse first. And I used Rust-Oleum's Painter's Touch. Then I would get out my pastel colors, and for the base coat of the pastels, you want to layer, well, the first coat should cover pretty much the base coat of the acrylics, but you're going to want to put another coat on of just brown, and then you're going to want to add some shading. Okay, so for base, I don't just use brown pastels. You have to use different colors. So, and very tiny amounts of each of these colors. I use, and like I said, tiny amounts. Deep yellow, yellow ochre, orange, permanent red light. And these are the Rembrandt pastels. They come in like a black box, and they come in long ones like these, and they come in a short one like that on the bottom. And they are really good. Okay, and then I do use a little bit more of the blue than I would of these other colors. I just use like a slight, hold on. Let me show you. Hold on a minute. I might use that much of each of these. So I do use a tiny bit more of this. It is the ultramarine blue, And you don't have to use this brand and different names. It might be like different names for each brand, but you get the basic idea. And then I go on to my darker colors. I use an olive green. This is just for my base coat. I'll explain what other colors I use for the second coat then. And this, like, I'm not sure what it is. It's because it doesn't have the label on it. It's like almost like a, it's like a greenish color. Kind of like what they have on army uniforms. I don't know. And then I use a gray, a dark gray, and then I use a lighter gray, like a dove gray. Then I go into my brown, and I add more of the brown. So I just have like little shavings like this of all those colors. And a little bit more of the blue, tiny bit more of the grays, I use a tiny bit more of all these dark colors than I do the light colors. And then I would go and I would use this, which is like the darkest brown I have. I would use a lot of that if I'm doing a dark bay. Now if you're doing a lighter bay, it's different. But this is for a light bay. And I use this for the shading then, too. But I do use it in the base color, too. And I would do like half the amount of the dark brown for that. And then about the same amount for that. It's like a lighter brown, like a mahogany. And then just a touch of black. And then this stick is like a generic brand that I'm just trying to use up. So I do add that for now. And then just the tiniest touch of white. And then that's all those mixtures right there. So that's what it turns out to be like. And then for, so you know how to mix pastels now, so I'm going to talk about brushes. I use this brush. It is 5/8, and it's just synthetic. It's not like rabbit's fur or whatever. I use that for the traditionals because it's flat, it's wide, it's big, and it really covers a nice area. So I use that for the basic, for the main, like for all over, like the all over brown, because I take and I do the brown with this brush all over the horse first, and I would show you, but like I said, I don't have anyone to film for me. And then I go back, so then I seal it with Tester Soul Coat, and then I go back and I do the shading with this color and a few other colors mixed into it. I'll get into that. So so this brush is for all over, and then I use this brush for the shading. I take that color that I'm telling you about. I take that, which is like a raw sienna. I take that and I shade like here, like up in the belly, you know, and some light areas in the chest, right here, like and underneath the belly, a tiny bit in the face, a little bit up in the neck here, a little bit, and then I do like it not straight black, but like black and brown mixed together with a tiny bit of blue for like the creases in the muscle. And that's how I do my bays. And so I take this brush and I use this for like the burnt sienna color shading. And then I would take this brush, which is I just cut this off. It's just a regular brush, and I cut it off to make it like a stipple. And I would use that for shading in the muscle areas. And also this one. And I use this one because I do put some, like when I do bays, I don't do just, well, I have before, but I'm going to start trying a new method where, like, I'm not just going to do a straight black mane. I'm going to add some, like, brown highlights, because if you look at, like, a real bay horse, if you look at him in the sunlight, or just in general, too, a lot of them will have, like, brown hairs in their tails and manes. So, and this, I go over, my dapples with this. just like so they're not hard edges. So I just kind of like brush it over. And this is an X-Acto knife, and I'm not sure what blade it has on it. It's really dull though because I've used it so much. I use that to shave my pastels off with. And then this thing, which is, I don't even remember what this thing is called. I think it's called like a tortilla or something. I don't know. But it's a number 2, whatever that means. And it's like paper, like really tightly rolled paper. And I use that, and let me show you, because I can't show you on the horse. Oh, that's the wrong side, because that side's messed up. I just take and I draw the dapples. And I kind of go in a little, I don't just do them round, I do it like in a little bit of a haired pattern. Some people go like this. But you don't want your dapples to be that round. You want them to be more like over here. I did better. I can't do it right now. If my camera would focus. There, see that? That is what you want your dapples to be like. And you want to, I look at a lot of real horse pictures, and because I'm around a lot of real horses, I can just observe them. So I look at the real horse pictures for dapples. Okay, so you do the base coat in this color that I mixed up. And then I do another base coat, like after you seal that one and let the sealer dry. I do another base coat with the ultramarine color, the dark brown, and the light brown. And then I do put some of the ochre color in it. And a little bit of the 2 grays. And then I do that again. I put that over it. And then I seal that. And then let that dry. And then I just use this color and this color, the mahogany color, for the shading in like that area, like I showed you in there, like right there, like where the neck. It's hard for me because I am filming right there. And a little bit, like I said, in the face. And like, underneath the belly and all that. And I'll do this horse as soon as I'm gonna put a layer of pastels on her as soon as I'm done videoing, because then I can use 2 hands. So I will post a video of her like in different stages. Like I'll post her with her first layer on before she's sealed in a little video, and then when I get her sealed and get the other layer on, I'll post another video of her so you can keep updated on her progress. So then I do that, and I use more of the burnt sienna, because when you seal the pastels, they're going to be a lot darker. So yeah, they're going to be a lot darker, and I can't really think if there's really anything else to tell you guys. Oh, yeah. So, for like the legs and like the black points on a bay, you don't just use straight black, because like I said, it always turns out darker after you seal it. So you use a little bit of the this mahogany color, just a little bit in to mix it in with black. And I also use that for yeah, the I lost what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the shading like in the creases of the muscle and all that. I also So I don't just use straight black because I can't do that. Alright, I will do this in another part because it'll cut me off.